Hi everyone, so I'm doing this new series as a gift for all of my subscribers because Valentine's Day is coming up, and I know that a lot of people enjoyed my Rahu and Ketu series, the North Node series that I did a few years ago, because I don't always only make astrology videos. But I thought that this time I will make some fun videos on how we do relationships according to astrology. And if you are interested in a certain person and you know what sign they are, even if you don't, you have an idea of their birthday, you can find it out, which I'm going to show you how in this video as well. And then you can find out what kind of relationships they like, how are they in relationships, even though perhaps you haven't had like very in-depth interactions with them, you don't know how they are in relationships. Astrology can give you hints into that. And in today's video I'm going to be describing mainly four things to you, which is their approach in relationships, what is their approach and values, what they like, what kind of relationships they are into, what kind of women, men, people they like, their ideal partner, what are they attracted to basically, what not to do with the person who has that sign, and also ideas about dating, about what kind of dates to organize, or if you're not the one organizing, what kind of dates might they like, or how they like to be romanced, what they like in partnership. So these are the four things that I'll be discussing with you today and I hope that you enjoy this series. I hope that it's going to be fun for some of you out there. Right after this, by the way, there's going to be time slots below this video. So, there's in the beginning, I'm going to show you how to find these signs if you don't know, if you're a complete beginner. But if you know, the sun, moon, and rising sign, sun, moon, and rising or ascendant sign basically of the person, but most importantly, their Venus sign as well. So if you know these details, then you can skip to whichever sign you want to watch. Like, if you're looking for Aries, then you jump to that or whatever sign it is, then you just jump to that video basically. And you can watch the videos for all of these signs. So if you're interested in a person, watch the video for their sun sign, for their moon sign, for their rising or ascendant sign, as well as their Venus sign. And especially their Venus sign, make sure to watch that video. And even if you don't have a person in mind, you can watch it for yourself, so you discover more about how you do relationships. So go to your own chart and find out what your sun, moon, rising are, and especially where your Venus is, and watch the video for that sign or all of those signs. If you enjoy what you hear today, then I have all kinds of astrological services. I've even added new ones. I have two readings that I do that are perhaps one of the most popular services on my site that I've got the most orders for. Are my astrology services. They're related to relationships, about finding out how you do relationships, things and patterns that are hidden and subconscious, which come in the way of forming like these relationships that are balanced and that are going to fulfill us. They also reveal what kind of relationships we attract. So it goes very, very in depth looking at your chart, which is beyond even the birth chart, because there are other charts in astrology that reveal, a more in-depth insight. So I also do relationship matching, so that you can find out how you relate to your partner or someone you're interested in, what kind of dynamics there are, and suggestions on how you can work with those as well, and how you can empower yourself within them to improve the relationship. And then finally, I have life purpose readings, where you can find out about what your life purpose is, at a spiritual level, at a physical level. So again, it goes very in depth and beyond the birth chart. So you can find all of those details on my website. The links will be below this video. And now if you want to find out what all of your signs are, or the signs for the person you're interested in, then I will take you through that in this short clip right now. And if you know what the signs are, then please just jump straight on to the right video within this playlist. Okay, so how do you find where your sun, moon, rising sign or ascendant, rising and ascendant is the same thing. So how do you find what those three are for you or the person you're you're inquiring about? And also, where is your Venus sign or their Venus sign, which is really important to find. So in order to find that, you go to astro.com. So just, go to your browser and type astro.com. Then you will arrive at this page, and here you will see My Astro. So this is the one that we want to click. And then after that, you'll get to a page like this. I already have some data mentioned here for people, for myself and other people that I know. So if you are a first-time user, you're going to need to add new astro data over here. So you add your name. You don't have to use your full name if you don't want to put out that information on the internet. Just use like I would use an S for my name, because my name is Shruti. You don't need to put the last name, and gender you can just put whatever. It's not really going to affect the results. Your birthday, of course, everybody knows what their birthday is, and then the hour. So when you put the hour, let's say you don't know the you put a time and it's like 15 minutes off here and there, or even more than that, the sun sign is still going to come out accurate. And let's see what other signs are there. So the Venus sign will also be fine. So you can check for your sun and Venus sign if you don't know your birth time or the person's birth time. And to some degree, you can even check for the moon. The moon would be accurate unless it's changed into another sign on that day. So the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. And that would change if you have entered the wrong time and it was changing on that day. They change from one sign to another. But to some degree you can get the moon, but the ascendant sign or the rising sign, that will be completely off if you don't know your birth time. So put in an accurate birth time, the time that you have on your birth chart, in order to get proper results. Otherwise, just check for the sun sign and the Venus sign, and to some degree the moon sign you can also check and see if it resonates. So we put that here. We put it by the minute if we have that information. And then of course you put your country, and you put your country, and then after the country you put the place here. So for example, for me, if I put India and I put New Delhi, it should show up like this. It'll show me the coordinates, it'll pop up. Now if it doesn't do that, let's say you've come from a smaller town, then just go for the nearest one, the nearest big city close to you. And then after that you need to click on that, and then press continue, and it will generate the chart. So since I already have my information, I'll show you my chart. So this is mine because it's fed, I logged in, so my details are already here. So I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to show me. I go on the chart drawing of the ascendant once I sign in, and that's the one we want. So we just click on that, and it shows me my chart right over here. So here you can see in this table, it has all the signs. My sun is in Libra, my moon is in Aries, my Venus is in Scorpio, and the rising sign is over here, AC, ascendant. So you will find it below this table, ascendant, Cancer. So these are basically the signs that you want. Be sure that you also check for the Venus sign, not only the sun sign and the moon sign and the ascendant or the rising sign, but the Venus sign is going to be important for this video. So that's basically all you need. Once you have this information, just write it down on a piece of paper, and you can do this for whoever you're checking it for or yourself, and then just watch the video for all of those signs. So if you'd like someone who has Aries in their chart, like especially Venus in Aries, they might be someone who has their ascendant, moon or sun as well. So this will apply to how they are in general. So it will come across in relationships, but most especially if a person has Venus in Aries, then this is what they like in relationships. This is how they relate to other people. This is what their values in relationships will be. And with Aries, they are very straightforward. So this is going to be their approach in relationships. Like I said, especially if they have Venus in Aries. It's a fire sign, so they're going to be quite out there when it comes to, they're going to be blunt, they're going to be straightforward, and you're going to, most of the time you're going to know, it won't be hard to tell, especially with an Aries. Like all fire signs are like this. They're more extroverted, they are more assertive in a way, but especially with an Aries, they can't keep it's like, you know, the sign of the baby. So imagine a baby, when a baby wants something to eat, or a baby wants this toy or whatever, you don't have to guess if they want it. It's like, you know, their whole body will be responding accordingly. They'll have that facial expression, that excitement that's there, you know, this of a newborn, like so curious and just wanting to engage with this really alive energy. So that's the energy of an Aries, and that's also how they do relationships. And even if a woman has Venus in Aries, or even sometimes the moon in Aries, I have my moon in Aries, for example, and you know, even though they might have other feminine signs and be very feminine themselves, but if they have their moon or Venus in Aries, they're going to enjoy the chase sometimes as well, and you're going to see that quality come out in relationships where they're you know, putting themselves out there or flirting with this person, you know. It's going to be quite clear, like how they approach is like they enjoy the chase. And so especially something that they're proud of, or what they like in the other person, they're going to be very they're not going to hold back, you know. Usually it'll come out. It's like when a baby can't help themselves when they see something that they really like, you know, they can't hide it. So they're pretty straightforward like that. And let's see, what else have I written? So they're spontaneous as well. So they do, you've heard the stereotype before, if you've heard anything about Aries, that they have a short attention span. But it doesn't mean that, you know, a person can't hold their attention. The thing to do is to keep them engaged, is to keep refreshing your relationship, like to keep doing things that are adventurous or spontaneous. It's like, you know, a baby is always interested in something new. So when you are engaging with them in this way, keeping things fresh, keeping things spontaneous, being playful, being passionate about something, doing something that you're both passionate about, then this is what an Aries likes, and this is going to be their approach to relationships, and this is how they are going to be with you as well. So you do get somebody who's quite passionate as well, you know, when you are with an Aries. Also they will have this, because it's again the sign of the baby, there's this innocence about them as well, you know, in the way that they love. It's like this childlike nature that they have, which many people like. But at the same time, they can be quite blunt, being a fire sign, and you know, they want what they want. That's the sign of Aries. Basically, it's Mars. It's willpower. So so sometimes within relationships that can create more fights and stuff. But then again, usually because Mars is this fiery planet, so you know, fire sort of fizzles out quickly. Like it quickly ignites, but then it fizzles out. That's how Aries relationships go. So if the person you are watching this video for has a Venus in Aries especially, then the kind of people that they prefer, you know, they will prefer people like this, who are sort of more bold, who are adventurous, who are passionate, spontaneous, you know. Usually they will act before they think, so they like that playful, adventurous spirit. And they like people who are straightforward, who are perhaps driven as well, very willful, and childlike, you know, with this more innocent nature as well. And just this approach to life that is pretty direct. It's a cardinal sign, so that means that it's not afraid to act. So if you would like to keep your Aries, then don't try and hold back what they are passionate about. You know, don't lie to them as well, because again, they're straightforward, so this is part of their value system. If you make life too complicated for them somehow, in whatever way it is, I've heard a lot of people speak about you know, giving them a challenge, but at the same time not being hot and cold too much, like not playing games basically, because they won't stick around for that long. Then they lose interest, because they tend to be straightforward. They do enjoy a challenge, but at the same time they you know, want things to be a little bit more straightforward. So that's true that you know, they like things simple. And if you are making things too complicated for them, then you know, they do have this tendency to not it's like, you know, they're not getting that response that they want, and what they want right now. So if they don't get it, they will move on to another passion of theirs, you know. So in order to keep that passion alive, you have to play with them, essentially, you know. Imagine like two babies playing. So that's how they do relationships. If they're Venus and Aries, they want someone that they can play with, that they can be spontaneous with, and it usually is a very passionate relationship as well. So some ideas for dates with Aries, if you're organizing a date or a gift or something for them, they like excitement, they like novelty, so they like doing new things. So it might be a good idea to introduce them to something that they haven't done before that they might enjoy, especially if it poses a challenge. So something physical, that might be a nice idea if your Aries is that type. Whether it's dancing, whether it's going on a hike, or just something that involves the body or some sort of game. Those are some good ideas, to do something active, novel and exciting with them, because this is what an Aries likes. So when it comes to planning dates, other than doing something that is active, that is going to be engaging for them, other than that, if it's more like a sit down date where you're having dinner, it might be a good idea for you to speak about what you're passionate about in life, because that's what they love, especially if a person has Venus in Aries. They're attracted to people who are driven, who are passionate, who want to really live life and just live in the moment. So speak to them about those things that you're passionate about, especially, and that is something that they would be attracted to. If an Aries is coming and being playful with you, they consider you like a playmate, or you have basically caught their attention. So that's a good way of knowing that perhaps they like you, because it's like, they want to do in every moment. And Aries is like, what am I feeling? Like, what do I want right now? And then they'll engage themselves physically in that. So if that is you, they're playing with you, they're engaging with you, then that hyper focus that an Aries has is like this concentrated attention that is there of Mars, which is the planet that rules Aries. So if that is on you, then usually that means that they like you. And if you want to sort of keep your Aries, then don't try and douse that enthusiasm, that childlike enthusiasm that they have, because they can sort of jump all in, because they love a good adventure, they love to be spontaneous. It's more like, they'll take the action first and think about the consequences later. Just pure Aries influence. Of course, they'll have other signs in their chart which might be quite different, but just Aries in itself, they like to do that. They like to discover as they go along. It's like going on this big adventure. So if you keep your relationship like that and not try and lecture them about the practicality of it, or bog them down in that sense, bring them down, then perhaps I feel that they'll love you for that. And that's how you can keep your Aries. Aries, because they like that challenge, so I feel that they also enjoy, when you have that playful banter, or you are sort of one-upping each other. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but it's like, when in that flirty way, when we talk to someone and we're sort of there's this back and forth, you're kind of insulting the other person, but not really. It's very playful. So it's like there's this competition energy, but there's playfulness, there's flirtation there. So they might enjoy something like that, something naughty as well, because it is the sign of Mars, it is Aries. So yeah, just be straightforward with them, and you might be surprised that they enjoy that, even if otherwise they look like, especially if they have Venus in Aries, like I said, then that's something that they would enjoy. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if the person you are watching this for, or if it's you that's an Aries or has Venus in Aries, that if you're like this in relationships and what you like, if there's something that I've missed out, please write that below this video as well, so that for the benefit of everyone. And do consider subscribing if you're new here. Give this video a thumbs up, because that helps me out a lot, and I will see you in the next video. And don't forget to watch the other signs, because all humans, whether you're watching this for yourself or someone you're interested in, they're gonna have other signs, their sun, moon, rising sign, as well as their Venus. So you can watch those videos as well, and of course you will find that on the playlist that I'll put up here. It'll show up here or here somewhere. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.